Whoa! Man, all right. Okay, you see, my camera stand couldn't handle it. All right, let's go for it again. There are pickup trucks, and then there's the Ford Ranger Raptor. This beast of a super truck is the ultimate performance pickup that you can buy stock from the factory today. When you see it out on the road, you'll immediately know why it's the ultimate pickup truck. And today, I'm so excited because we have this opportunity to do a review of this car and take her out on the road to do a drive impression. Let's do this. I'd like to begin this review with a little disclaimer, guys. This is going to be a very biased review. You see, ever since the Ranger Raptor came out in 2018, I've had a huge man crush on this beast of a pickup. I even went as far as wanting to buy one for myself back then, only to find out that its big and brawny fenders would not fit into my narrow parking ramp going inside my condo's garage. Well, too bad. C'est la vie. So since then, I've been looking for ways and means to contact Ford Philippines to get at least a chance to do a review of this bad boy. And now, thanks to Ford Alabang, that has finally become a reality. So if you're near Alabang and you're looking to take a shot at this bad boy or any of Ford's lineup, do head on to Ford Alabang. And if you want to know who to talk to, you can check the description below just to see who's the guy. Anyway, let's begin this review. The name Raptor is Ford's designation when it comes to its performance pickup trucks. It's more popular in the US as an F-150 variant, but while that truck is a beast in its own right, it's simply too big to fit in our narrow streets and roads here in the Philippines or anywhere else in the world for that matter. That's why in 2018, Ford decided to launch the Ford Ranger Raptor, finally satisfying the global craving for a Ford performance pickup truck that will actually fit our streets. Well, the US won't be getting the Ranger Raptor because they already have the F-150 variant, or won't they? We don't know. That's for you to find out. Now, when you're driving in your puny little crossover and you come across the Ranger Raptor on the streets, the first thing you'll notice is how intimidating this front fascia looks. It's got that blacked out grille that spells the name Ford, just in case you didn't get the memo. Hold on, let me try it again. Ford. Now, this signature Ford grille can be found in Ford's performance trucks, so you know that the Ranger Raptor is amongst the best when it comes to all-terrain performance. Now, below this blacked-out grille, you've got this frame-mounted blacked-out bumper, which looks like it's an aftermarket piece to me, so it's kind of hard to believe that this is a stock piece that you can get straight from the factory. Now, while most pickup trucks would be perfectly content when it comes to their front skid plate, the Raptor is equipped with a giant aluminum bash plate, which is clearly meant for bashing. So if you are in a zombie apocalypse and you want to run over zombies, the Raptor is your best bet right here. Now, when it comes to brawn, it has it in spades, but brawn doesn't mean it lacks sophistication. So the Raptor here sports full LED headlights and DRLs, and you also have a pair of LED fog lights found here in the bumper. Moving over to the side of the Ranger Raptor, you could notice how muscular this truck is, and it makes zero apologies for it. While the regular Ranger is already a wide enough pickup in its own right, the Raptor further ups the ante with these flared front and rear fender flares that gives it a look as if it's a Ranger on steroids. Now, that's a good thing. This Raptor is lifted with Fox Performance dampers, and you've got a Watts linkage suspension setup in the rear. Now, this lift is further enhanced by this massive wheel and tire combo, the largest wheel and tire combo you could buy in any passenger vehicle. You've got your 17-inch wheels wrapped in a massive 33-inch all-terrain performance tires. Now, this suspension setup and the wheel and tire combo results in a class-leading 283 millimeters of ground clearance and 850 millimeters of flood wading capacity. So when it comes to river crossings or flooded Manila streets, those are easy peasy when it comes to the Raptor. Now, These Fox dampers are actually made for high impact hits and a long travel, which means that you can do a lot of off-road jumps over sand dunes and rock ledges. Okay, I hope that's something that they'd allow me to do when it comes to our drive impressions later. I'd love to try that out. Now, moving over here to the bottom part of your Raptor, you've got a blacked out step board that's massive and it looks like it belongs in an armored vehicle, but it integrates quite well to your blacked out over fenders as well. And if you are a driver of a small car and you're wondering what that big shadow is that just fell on your car, well, you can look to your side and you can see that it is the Raptor, and it has the Raptor name on the truck bed for you to see in all its glory. Moving over to the rear of the Raptor, you'd be forgiven if you saw that these babies here are tow hooks. These are not dual tow hooks. These are called recovery points. Now, a recovery point is a point where other off-roaders will attach their winch just in case that your Raptor gets stuck in the mud or whatever terrain it's in. Not that this baby would get stuck in the mud anytime soon, because this is a highly capable truck. Now, talking about tow hooks, the tow capacity of the Raptor is at 2,500 kilos, which is a full 1,000 kilos less than its Wildtrak brother. Now, if you're wondering why such a beast of a truck can have such a low towing capacity, it all boils down to its suspension tuning. While most pickup trucks, including the Wildtrak, has a leaf spring rear suspension, the Raptor has coilover suspension, coil springs, which is more tuned towards high-speed off-road performance. Now, if you're disappointed with the tow capacity, wait till you hear the payload capacity. So to know that, we open the truck bed. And upon opening, I also noticed that this is one of the lightest truck bed doors that I've ever encountered. So you don't need to be a beast of a man in order to operate this truck bed door, even if you drive a beast of a truck. Now, you will see the huge truck bed, but don't be fooled by its looks, because the maximum payload that the Raptor can carry is only a hair above 500 kilos. Now, that's dismal when it comes to pickup performance, but you didn't buy the Raptor for you to haul heavy stuff. This is purely a lifestyle truck that is meant for high-speed off-roading performance. If you needed a workhorse that can haul heavy payload, you might as well buy the Wildtrak brother instead. So yeah, when it comes to off-road jumps, hell yeah, the Raptor can do it. When it comes to river crossing, I'm down for that. But if you tell the Raptor, let's go haul some fertilizer for the farm, the Raptor would just tell you, I think I'll pass on that. Now, since this baby here is tuned to be the king of high-speed off-roading, it's got to have a powerful motor. So let's get over to the front and see what kind of engine powers the Raptor. Okay, well, this might get dicey. It's lifted, so let's see if I can reach up and prop this hood. All right. Okay, well, what do you know? It's got automatic hood props. Can you imagine if this were a traditional prop rod? Oh, wow, at 5'6", I won't be able to reach up to that hood. But anyway, guys, the engine that we have in the Ranger Raptor is the same engine found in the Wildtrak Ranger. It's a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, bi-turbo diesel engine that is good for 213 horsepower and an earth-shattering 500 Newton meters of torque. Now, the Raptor here in the Philippines is also mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, which should make full use of all those horsepower and torque. Now that we've seen the engine, well guys, why don't we head over to the inside of the Raptor to see what kind of goodies we can find there. All right, let's get inside the Ford Ranger Raptor. And upon opening your driver door, the first thing you'll notice is you got your metal door sill here that says Ford Performance, which tells you that you're stepping inside a very special truck. Now, upon checking out the driver's seat, you will notice that you have Raptor-specific seats up front. You have the Raptor logo emblazoned here in the center. These are leather seats with the contrast blue stitching, which is a signature color for Ford's performance division. And you also have Alcantara inserts here in the middle of the seats, which is more commonly known as suede to most of the common people. Now, you also have nice bolsterings here on your seats. These are pretty much almost like racing buckets, so they should hold you nice and tight while you're doing your off-roading jaunts. So let's get inside the seat right now and see what's inside the Ford Ranger Raptor. All right, guys, so we're inside the cockpit of the Ranger Raptor, and if you're quite familiar with the interior of a normal Ranger, you won't be lost inside the Raptor's cockpit because it's pretty similar, with the exception of some added bits and pieces that will make it more of a performance-oriented cockpit. So we start off with the steering wheel, and your wheel here is leather wrapped with blue contrast stitching, but you've got this red center-on indicator, which is normally found in the steering wheels of high-performance sports cars and super trucks. So this red center-on indicator will help you make sure that you are aligned and straight on with your steering wheel. Now, you also got your plethora of usual steering wheel buttons that can be found here. This is Ford's fondness for a lot of steering wheel buttons, and hiding behind the steering wheel is a magnesium paddle shifter, which adds more to that sporty touch. In fact, this is a huge step up from your usual plastic paddle shifters in other sporty pickups and crossovers. Anyway, your instrument gauges is a more traditional setup. You've got your usual analog speedometer and tachometer right there with your fuel gauge and your temperature gauge. And you got an information display in front that tells you all the information you need. Now, the information also display some of the modes that can be found in the Raptor. You see, the Raptor has 6 driving modes depending on the terrain that you're traversing. So it adjusts the engine management, it adjusts the suspension tuning and the response depending on the mode that you chose. So what are those 6 modes? You got your EDSA potholes, you got your flooded Manila streets. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Those modes are pretty much, you know, the usual grass, snow. You got your mud, your rock, and you have the famous Baja mode. Now, the Baja mode is a high-speed run over desert terrain. So a lot of off-road enthusiasts love the Baja mode in the Raptor series of Ford. So you got that, and you could adjust that using the buttons here in the steering wheel. Now, moving over to your center stack, you've got an 8-inch LCD infotainment screen. It's decent. It's got the usual Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Ford's Sync 3 with voice command. So it's pretty nifty. Let me give you a demonstration of the voice command.
Please say a command.
FM 96.3.
Tuning to FM 96.3.
There you go. So it changed stations just using my voice. It's quite intuitive, so that's pretty good. My accent is an Asian accent, but it still recognizes that. So the screen is pretty decent, and I like it. I like the fact that Ford put in these physical knobs for your power button and volume controls and your tuning controls as well, which helps prevent you from tinkering around on your infotainment screen while you're doing your high-speed runs. Want to adjust the volume? Just adjust it here, or you can adjust it on your steering wheel. You've got your dual zone climate control system down here, and you've got some USB ports, a 12-volt charger, and some buttons for your traction control and all that. Now you have here your gear shifter, which is attached to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and beside that you've got your knob for your 4x4 controls. Then over here you've got this stubby little classic manual e-brake, which is actually good for a performance vehicle. I prefer this in performance cars rather than the usual e-brake. You got a couple of cup holders, and you have your center armrest with your cubby right here. Now, when it comes to the dashboard materials, I love how they made this. It looks so masculine, it looks so macho. You've got your anodized metal-like finish for your center dash, and you've got your blue stitching right here on the top dashboard, which is also finished in leather, so that's very soft touch. And on the bottom half of your cockpit, you've got your hard-wearing plastics, which is pretty expected in a pickup truck. So now that we've discussed pretty much the cockpit of this truck, let's head over to the back seat to see what kind of goodies your passengers will enjoy. Okay, stepping inside the back seat of the Ranger Raptor, you will be treated to the famed passenger space of the Ranger series. You see, the Raptor has a good amount of wheelbase, so that translates to a good amount of legroom and headroom here in the second row. You see, I'm 5'6" and I got a decent amount of legroom and knee room and my headroom as well. So, you know guys, the Raptor was designed in Ford Australia. So you know that the back seat can accommodate large Australian men here in the back seat. And it shows. You see, I'm an average Asian build and you could put 3 of me across here on the back seat with no problems. But if you got only 2 passengers, you can bring down your center armrest, which has a couple of cup holders as well. So aside from this, the other toys that you get a charging port here for a 12-volt charger and a nifty little 230-volt plug socket where you could plug in even a laptop and it would charge your laptop and power it up. So this is a nifty little feature that I've only seen here in Ford. Now, you don't get center AC vents here in the back seat, which means that when you're doing your hot desert runs, the people in the back seat might be a little bit on the warm side because you just have to rely on the aircon vents up front. Now, overall, it's a nice place to be in, but I don't know guys, if you're ready, I'm really excited. Let's take this Raptor out on the road and see how she behaves on civilized streets. Let's go for the drive right now. Okay. Alright, so we're now behind the wheel of the Ford Ranger Raptor. And guys, I don't know if you could see it in my face. I'm really excited. This is my excited face. But anyway, we're just going to drive her on paved roads. We're not near any off-road facility here. So this is a great way to determine the on-road civilized manners of the Ranger Raptor. Okay, first up, visibility. I mean, wow, how much more lifted could you get? You've got a commanding view of the road. It feels like you're towering over other puny cars, even the SUVs on this road. Wow. You've got excellent visibility, and in terms of seat comfort, I love the fact that even if the seats are heavily bolstered, it's not tight. Now, granted, I'm an average Asian, so my build is a medium-sized build, but I believe that even if you're a little bit bigger than me, you could still fit well in these seats. So they're comfortable, they're not that firm, so they're just right. I love how the seats are tuned to have a balance of performance and comfort. But wow, I still can't get enough of this, this feeling of driving a lifted truck, and that's stock from the factory. Woo, man. Man, this is a treat. This is such a treat for me. Okay, we're going in. Handling and cornering, well, the steering feels a little bit heavier than normal. Granted, of course, it's running on huge 33-inch all-terrain tires. So yeah, you could expect that your steering would feel a little bit heavy and the truck would feel a little bit unwieldy. Now we're gonna go for some speed bumps just to see what kind of suspension tuning we've got here. Let's put the Fox dampers to the test. Woo! Wow! Whoa! Yeah! Off-road jumps, anybody? Let's go for another one. Woohoo! Man, this Fox suspension is absorbing these speed bumps as if they're candy. Let's go for another one, man. Woo! Wow! Whereas other trucks would lose their composure going through such large speed bumps, the Raptor just eats them all for breakfast. I mean, how much more crazy could you get? And we're just on an on-road situation here, guys. I mean, I couldn't imagine if I could take this out on an off-road track to really put it through its paces. Wow. I'd love to go through that again. Can we go through that again?
Yes.
Alright.
Bagal pa nga yun, sir.
Bagal pa ba yun?
Sa mga
Sige.
nagtitest time, lumilipad talaga yan. Kaya lang baka ano yung camera.
Hindi. The camera has image stabilization. Don't worry.
Ah, talaga sa'yo?
Yeah. So we're going to try that again, but this time we're not gonna hold back. We're going for it again, guys. Series of speed bumps. Let's go. Woo! All right. Whoa! Man. All right. Okay. You see, my camera stand couldn't handle it. All right. Let's go for it again. This time, let's see if my camera stand can handle this. Woo! Yeah, nothing. All right. Whoa! Yeah! Whoop! Woo! All right. Okay, we're at the end of that mini track. Wow, that is the most fun I've ever had giving a drive impression in a pickup truck. Wow. Now you know, guys, why I have such a huge man crush on this thing. It doesn't only look good, it makes you feel so good. Dude, wow. You see, I'm the type of guy, I'm into sports cars and I'm into nice sport trucks. And this Raptor is right up my alley. But okay guys, so enough of that fun, but that was really fun. In terms of braking, the Raptor does not disappoint. You've got huge disc brakes that will make sure that you stop on a dime. I don't know if you saw that when I almost hit the end of that mini track of speed bumps. I had to hit on the brakes and it didn't even lose its composure. So it's that good. The ride quality itself, while you're not going through those speed bumps and having fun, well, I could say that, wow, this drives like a regular SUV. It even feels like you're driving a crossover. Well, a giant crossover at that. All right? So it's that composed. And you have to give credit to the rear coil springs for that instead of a usual leaf spring. You see, in leaf spring, even if you're driving on a paved road, you'd have a little bit of a jarring here and there, but you can find none of that in the Ranger Raptor. So this is perfectly gentleman on the road, on the streets, but if you want it to bring the hammer down and go through whatever terrain, it can handle the job as well. I'd even compare the suspension tuning to the Toyota FJ Cruiser. You see, I've drove the FJ Cruiser and it's also quite composed and drives very decently on civilized roads. And the Ranger Raptor is also the same. It will not give you a hard body massage while you're going on a long drive. And that is a huge comfort and good news, especially to the wives and the mothers who will be going with you on your long drives in the Raptor. Because they could comfortably sleep inside the cabin while you're having fun with your super truck. And that's a good thing. So now we know the off-road capabilities of the Raptor and we know how composed it is in straight paved roads. So now let's give it a shot on how it performs in terms of handling on nice curvy roads. So we have a mini track here. So these are all nice winding curves. So we can give it a shot, right? I'll take this at speed. And you could see that there's very minimal body roll for a truck that's so lifted. Wow. Wow, look. I love how the tires are gripping well. They're now singing at the edge of losing grip, but not quite so. You could take these corners at speed just like you're driving a Miata. Wow. You know, these Fox guys, they really know their stuff. You could drive aggressively through corners with your Raptor and you don't have any fear of tipping over. The suspension is fantastically tuned. Wow. Woohoo! Wow! Sarap! Alright guys, so to wrap it up, the Ford Ranger Raptor. Yes, it may not have that high payload limit or towing limit as its Wildtrak siblings, but man, when it comes to miles per hour, regardless if there's a road or not, the Raptor delivers. It's got the power, it's got the handling, it's got the suspension tuning, it's got the comfort all in one package. Man, guys, now you know why this baby is my dream truck. If only it could fit in my parking garage, a unit would be coming home with me today. It's that good. It is that good. Wow. The Ford Ranger Raptor is my type of pickup truck. It's fast, it's brawny, and it's so good looking. Unfortunately, such good looks come at a price, and the 2020 Ford Ranger Raptor here in the Philippines now come in at a hair below 2 million pesos. Now that may seem like a lot of money to pay for a lifestyle pickup truck, but given that the Raptor is the most handsome of the bunch, all I can say is, take my money. Once again, guys, thank you for watching one of my car reviews. If you like this review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. I promise you guys I'll make it worth your while by subscribing to my channel. Once again, I'm Ray Gan, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh man, if only I can take you home. You're coming home with me right now. Guwapo mo? Grabe.